Welcome back to the Diagon Podcast, a tabletop role-playing game podcast. I'm your game master, Josiah. With me, as always, is the player,
William.
And we are starting off a new adventure. We might call it a fantastical adventure. Let's go ahead and introduce your character first.
Okay, so for this fantastical adventure, I am playing Norman the human, who is very normal. He's a tall guy, has a farmer's tan. He's well built, and of course, he's bald, as all my characters must be. But he's not naturally bald. He does it because it just makes it easier to put on and off that helmet. He's a young knight with a lot to learn in the world, but overall, he's a pretty lovable guy, just trying to help people out. In combat, he mostly uses a spear and shield combo, but he trains in all the common forms used by the army. And the order he belongs to is specifically the Order of the Keys.
And he has a squire, Palmer Kinley. Palmer uses the same spear and shield combo. It's kind of the most popular combo because it's very affordable and practical for most things. It doesn't take a ton of metal, and it gives you good range, good reach. Palmer is a sort of stockier, more practical in general person. He's in the awkward position of he spent more time in the army itself and wasn't moving up and sort of sidestepped into being a squire after kind of giving up on gaining normal advancement in the army.
And now he's working for Normen.
Yeah.
You hate to see it.
Yeah, so you serve the kingdom of Pinteri. We're getting those good fantasy names in, that good gibberish. And you have been asked to look into a watermill that has stopped functioning. It's just a very important one for the region, and there have been some odd rumors about why specifically that's happened. So you are on your way to the town of Murcott, going through a small forested trail. You're going on foot. You don't have a horse of your own currently. You may have had one in the past, but at the moment you do not. As you're going through, you can hear some chatter up ahead. It's like around a bend, so you don't see anything yet, but you can hear some chatter. I would like you to make a perception check for our first roll. Actually, a luck and a perception.
Okay, so first the luck roll. So my luck starts out as fair. Ooh, oh no. I rolled a -3, so that puts me at...
That puts you at terrible.
All right, so my perception is fair. Mediocre, so fair.
You are just in all sorts of bad luck. So your hearing's sort of something, and I'm envisioning that you have heavier leather armor for the most part. You have to stay pretty mobile.
Especially going around without a horse.
Yeah, so you'll still have some metal covering like specific vital parts, but you don't have like a suit of armor in that way.
So in gamer terms, medium armor.
Yeah, and I'd say Palmer is kind of trailing behind you because he's carrying more stuff, being a squire. You hear all this, but you're not really paying attention. You're busy talking to Palmer. What are you telling him?
I tell Palmer, you got to try the shaving your head look. It feels so much better with the helmet. You can't believe it. Once you go bald, you can't go back.
Make a charisma check. See how he's taking your rambling.
So Norman is very charismatic, so it's good. But with the luck that I've had today, so let's find out. Mediocre, so we stay at good.
So he's sort of nodding along. It's not necessarily clear how much of that he's going to actually take to heart, but he is not exasperated as your superiors sometimes are when you get on this topic. But you're walking along, and around the corner come 4 brigands. So the 2 of them have hand axes, not particularly large ones, but you would know from experience that a weapon does not need to be large to be deadly. And then one in the back with a bow and arrow, and another one sort of in the middle with a spear. None of them are very armored. It's more like they've layered on some thick cloth, but they seem to essentially be aiming to take you out before even saying anything. So the archer is going for a shot right away.
Okay. If there's time, I want to grab my shield as quick as I can and yell at Palmer, shield up.
So I'm thinking your shield is probably a little tricky to get to. I imagine you walk with your spear because you can kind of use it like a walking stick. So to that extent, you're armed. let's make that an agility roll to see how quickly you can get your shield out.
All right. My agility is mediocre. -1. So that puts me
Jesus
at
Christ.
poor.
You're
We're going to
gonna
die.
die in the first episode. You're gonna die, and I'm gonna have you make a new character and be like, this is what's actually happening in that town.
And Palmer told him how the last guy he was with wasn't ready and died.
Alright, so you said poor on agility?
Yeah. Yeah.
Jesus. Okay. Yeah, I mean I think you get shot. I think you take an arrow to the shoulder for that one. Palmer is
Oh no.
also trying to get his shield out, but since there's only one guy with a bow and arrow, he doesn't take the hit, so he does get his shield out because he was behind you to begin with.
Right.
So he's moving in to kind of engage in the melee, knock your health down a level. So you are going from good to fair on health.
Okay. And provided I survive this, because I might very well not. Does that stay when I recover? Does it go back to good, or will it always be at fair?
It can go up to good again. So make a note that like put your current level in parentheses beside it.
Yeah, yeah, that's what I was thinking about doing.
So yeah, I'd say you still get your shield out at the end of that, but you are now suffering from arrow in shoulder. And Palmer's now ahead of you, engaging the two that have hand axes, sort of trying to. I'm envisioning you guys have like round shields, so not massive, but good for intercepting hits.
Okay. I think if I can, I'm going to attack the closest one to me with my spear.
All right. So are you going in for like a shield up linebacker spear charge?
Yeah, I think so. Just going to rush in and try to get a hit in first.
All right. I'm going to call that a plain strength check.
Okay. My strength is great. Hot dice. Maybe. Hopefully. Why? I got a -2, which, yeah, that puts me at fair.
Okay. Well,
Which, you get an arrow in your shoulder, you're going to be fair. I suppose that's accurate.
at fair, you do manage to get into melee with him, but you don't immediately get your hit off. He's kind of, I'd say the spearman gets in the way, basically. He's prodding at your defenses, so you can't get the hit off that you want to. So you're in the thick of it. The good news is that because of that, the archer can't really land any hits. It's not practical to fire into a melee.
Right.
He's kind of hanging back, waiting for a good shot. Let's see. I'm going to make just a flat roll here for Palmer to see if he pulls anything off. He has the same luck you do right now. So he actually takes a hit to the, not a cutting hit, but he gets hit in the armor, the axe. So he gets a shock runs through him there. So he will have some nasty bruises out of that. But you guys are both still up. The spearman is trying to like slowly flank you.
Okay. I think I'm going to try to match the way how the guy with the spear is moving and try to get a jab in on him.
Okay. You're going to try and like use your shield to keep the one that has a hand axe on you, like keep him busy, and then shift and get the other guy with your spear, basically.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. I mean, that really feels like an agility move to me, which is not good for you. What I'll say is let's do agility and strength, and your strength can aid your agility, basically. I'll work out the math on that, but just roll both.
Okay. So we'll do agility first, which is mediocre. I'm going to throw this website away if it gets me another really bad roll. Mediocre, which is
Well, at least it wasn't worse.
okay. And strength, we're starting at a great -1. So that puts me at fair.
Put you at good.
Or yeah, sorry, good.
So that kind of averages out to a fair. So I'll say what you do manage to get out of this is you kind of push the combat around. So now you're locked in a one-on-one with this spearman, and Palmer is just managing the two with hand axes.
Okay. Palmer's going to need a raise after this.
So I'll make another roll for him, see if he's going to take another hit here. Hey, he got a +1. So I'm actually going to say he manages to get a glancing blow in on one of these guys.
Nice.
So not enough to take them out, but definitely that one is now going to be easier to hit.
Okay.
So this spearman is now, he doesn't have the benefit of having a shield, so you do have the edge in a one-on-one with him because you can just shield bash his spear out of the way. Not exactly that way, but you get the idea.
Right.
But this is opening up. The archer might be able to get a shot at you if you move too far away from the other part of the fight.
Right. Okay. So I think I'm going to keep on moving the way I am, trying to make sure, if possible, that the spearman is more in between me and the archer. So that's how I'm going to slowly start to move, and then I'm going to try to do an attack again on him.
Okay, so we're going to do agility and strength again. What this will be is agility will be your positioning. So that'll tell you if you keep him between you and the archer, and then we'll do strength, and that'll be how good your attack is on him.
Okay, that sounds good. So agility again, mediocre. Hot dice, -1. So that puts me at poor.
You are just doing the absolute worst.
Yeah. And then strength is great. +3, good. So that puts me at superb.
Okay, so you unfortunately open yourself up. You do take another hit here, but you just slam your spear straight through this guy's chest. He is absolutely dead. So you get that clean in and out, but you are going to get knocked down another point. I'm envisioning that you probably take this in the same side that you took the first arrow. So, but this time it'll be on blanking on the name, but the upper part of your left arm.
The bicep?
Yes, the bicep. That part of your arm is rapidly becoming much less usable. So that's going to take you down on health to.
Mediocre.
Yeah. If you drop any lower, you are actually going to start getting penalties.
Okay. So I'm imagining, along with my characters being bald, they're all left handed, which means if he's attacking with his left hand, his right side that's taking this damage. So I think at this point he has to drop his shield.
Yeah, I was envisioning shield hand. So yeah, so it'll be his right instead of his left. That makes sense. And let's get a roll for Palmer. So you're dropping your shield. Palmer. Oh my fucking god. He has the same luck as you. He's got triple minuses. So he's going to take like an actual hit now.
Oh no.
I think he's going to lose an ear because I don't think he's just walking around with his helmet on.
Because he was complaining about having hair. So he wasn't wearing it while they were walking.
Yeah. Well, I think it's like a heat thing mostly.
Yeah.
I feel like with the adrenaline, he's not going to scream out in pain, but he's definitely swearing.
Oh, yeah.
But you do have one guy down, but your shield is down. So I would say kind of your options right now are you can try and help Palmer directly by getting in there with these two hand axe guys, or you can try and bum rush the archer.
I am going to bum rush the archer.
All right, I'm going to call that just a flat strength check because you are just powering through.
Okay, adrenaline pumping. My strength is great, and I just rolled a -1, so that puts me at fair.
Good.
Why do I keep on doing that? Yes, good.
Yeah. Your dice are shooting you in the foot, and then you go, what if I shot myself in the foot more? Okay, so yeah. So you rush up, you slam that spear in. Say you probably came through the throat this time. He goes down. I'm going to make a quick morale roll for these guys to see if they try and cut and run.
Well, now it's just the one guy, right?
Two guys, because there's two guys with hand axes.
Oh, that's right. Okay. One spear, 2 axes, 1 bow.
So I think immediately one guy does, and the other guy just hasn't realized that's happening yet. So I'll make another roll for Palmer while that's going on. Jesus Christ. And that's another triple minus on him. He is. I think in the context of what's happening, I think he doesn't take another damaging blow to himself, but what I'm going to say is his shield straps get cut, so he'll have to get that repaired.
Okay.
So let me make a note of what's happening to Palmer real quick, because he's not having a great time. Palmer is.
Nobody is.
This has not gone well for anyone. So you can go. If you want to, now that you have the clear numbers advantage with the one guy running, you can try and just make the guy surrender, or you can try and run down the guy that is trying to get away.
I don't think my character wants to risk either me or Palmer dying, so I'm going to go for the one that he's engaged with.
All right, so you're just going in for the melee. Honestly, I don't even think you need to roll for this one because you are positioned to just pincer this guy, and he just doesn't have the skills to deal with it. Yeah. So
Right, and yeah, he didn't see his friend run or anything.
yeah, so you get him in the back and he does the Saruman death gasp, and then Palmer stabs him in the front just for good measure because his ear is gone.
And I yell out, "You better run."
He's furious. All right, so you've got that. So what's your immediate move now that sort of the immediate combat is done? What are you going for? Are you just going to go straight for like let's set down our packs and pull out our bandages, or are you going to go let's secure the perimeter?
I'm going to say let's get our bandages and patch up as quick as we can, as best as we can.
Okay, so I think Palmer, because his arms aren't injured, he'll handle getting into the packs, but you'll kind of have to swap off who treats whose wounds. So he is going to treat yours, which is probably good because you have bad reasoning or poor reasoning, and that's what you use for this. So I don't even think I need a roll. He's just by definition of his character very experienced in battlefield medicine. This is exactly the sort of thing he's spent his career doing. So he gets you patched up. You don't gain any health back right now because your wounds have to have time to actually seal and all that. But you're not going to suffer blood loss or anything like that.
And I'm hoping he can help me help him with his head wound.
Yeah. So why don't you make reasoning and empathy checks for this?
All right, so reasoning, we're starting at poor, which is it's a problem. Oh, +1 average, so that puts me at mediocre.
Okay. And then empathy.
So my empathy is at fair. It's a -3, so that puts me at terrible.
Jesus, you are having the worst luck you have ever had in one game.
So, since we don't do the video part of this podcast, and maybe we will someday in the future, but Josiah just saw me squint really hard and look away in pain.
Uh, Okay, so you just kind of vaguely like wrap his head with bandages. It's not clear how much that's helping. The good news is, just because of the nature of the wound, he probably wouldn't bleed out anyways, but it's just not a good bandaging job. So it's definitely not really helping him heal either.
Like, whatever I learned, I didn't do.
Yeah. So I think Palmer is going to shove his shield just into his pack because it's kind of useless as a shield right now. He doesn't have a good way to have a grip on it. And should we forge on?
Uh, what time of the day is it?
This is around midday.
And about how far away are we to where was it we were going?
You've got about another day's travel.
Yeah, let's make sure the perimeter is safe. Let's do what we need to do for that and let's just rest because we were both tested on our skills.
Okay, so you start checking the perimeter, and naturally that means basically looking around the bend that these brigands came around from. And now you can see that the reason you heard them talking before was they were obviously divvying up the spoils because there is a overturned wagon and 5 dead among them.
Those bastards almost got us, and look what they've done to these civilians, as far as we can tell.
Yeah, they all look like very normal, probably farmers, to be honest. Like, not even like wealthy merchants or something. This is probably like a farming family that's going to go take their produce to another town.
Does it look like they still had their supplies with them, like they hadn't already sold?
Yeah, so this is mostly potatoes, is what you're looking at.
Okay. In this world, I'm assuming there's not identification or anything like that, right?
Right. If you were a noble, you would have something to indicate, like the seal of your house, that sort of thing. But for normal people, you just kind of either are known around the area or you're not.
Well, I think my character probably pretty worked up about this. This is innocent life that's taken for no reason for something stupid as money. But if he doesn't have a good way to like notify somebody, like he can tell somebody, "Oh, I found these dead farmers on my way." But without identification, he might find it sensible to want to dig them graves and just do that.
Do you think, as a knight of an order, do you think you have your own burial rites that you have been taught to use in these sorts of cases?
How common do you think that is?
I would guess like a full formal rite is probably not very common, but a sort of we're on a battlefield and we can't get a priest out here, right? I feel like that would be a thing.
I think that then definitely he would feel like it's appropriate to do that.
I would say you can definitely get a shovel off of the cart because that would just be a pretty normal thing to have on a cart in case it got stuck, which in a way it did. And I'd say probably Palmer's probably going to do most of the digging here, but I'd imagine you still do trade off a little bit.
I do want to see if there's anything on any of these people that were murdered that's identification worthy. Something on them. If not, then it is what it is. But
Yeah. I don't think you need to roll for it. You can do a pretty thorough check since you're planning on resting anyways. This is not a bad place to set up because you can kind of see where the bandits would have set up to do this ambush on them.
right.
And you can basically just use what they did. Yeah, you're not finding anything on these guys. Do you take any of the valuables that you find on these people, or do you bury their wealth with them? I would say it's generally more honorable to bury their wealth with them. That's sort of the standard in this area, the custom.
If nothing that they have on them that's valuable looks like, oh, this could be a trinket that belongs to this village or anything like that, if it's all generic, then yeah, he's just going to bury it with them.
Yeah, that seems to be the case as far as you can tell. And I think Palmer, being experienced in running patrols and that sort of thing, is going to make like shorthand notes. Like he can't do like proper writing, but he has enough knowledge to do sort of shorthand descriptions of them.
Okay.
Really just reminders for himself so that when he gets to town he can say, these are the bodies we found.
Did they have a map or anything like that that was showing where they were going?
No. And you wouldn't really expect it. Most farmers are just like, well, I take this route and my grandfather took this route and his and it's very they probably never go beyond like the next town over.
Okay.
So probably these were people headed to the town that you just came from.
Okay. If we talk to pretty much anybody reason of this area, more than likely, then it would be like, oh, yeah, there is that farmer that does the potato run,
Yeah,
so on and so forth.
most likely.
Okay. Then, yeah, let's just continue burying them with all the stuff that they had.
So you bury them, you make sort of makeshift grave markers with the brush that's around, and I'd say at that point it's about time to bed down, build a small fire, and I think you've probably already got a watch routine set up. You've been traveling with Palmer long enough, so we don't really need to get into it. But I think that is a good place to close out this episode.
Okay. Hey everyone, we hope you enjoyed the first episode of Season 6 of the Daigen Podcast. Norman and Palmer had a rough first day surviving the attack by the bandits. Join us next time as they make their way to Pinteri. We at the Daigen Podcast love hearing your thoughts, so drop your comments wherever you're tuning in from. Also, don't forget to follow us on X, Threads, and Blue Skies. Just search for Daigen Podcast, all one word. Bye.
It's a good thing you're getting into like more heavily editing because this this is a fucking mess.